That's Moody Monday. The show where we laugh because we crazy about laughing, and the show where we cry because we hear they're good for views. My mother-in-law called me recently. This was after probably I did the last live on Friday, and she said to me, hey, hear this, eh? If you're doing lives on Mr. Sana channel or Sana's channel, you need to make sure that you shave, because Sana is a man always looking presentable on his channel, and you're really not representing the man channel well. So please do me a favor and make sure and shave the next time you do a live on Sana's channel. So as usual, I had to go along with everything my mother-in-law say, and I went and I get some disposable blades. I take a shave so that I can do the live stream this morning. I want to say a pleasant good morning to Michael Zambrano, Dolly Mollett, Keisha Charles, Antonio, Antonia, David Jagdeo, and everyone. Oh, there's Candace as well, man. Candace, good morning. I hope you're all doing well. We have 28 people in the chat already, and 9 people have clicked the thumbs up. So thank you very much for joining in. And I don't know why you all might be up. Today's a kind of looking like it's going to be a cloudy, rainy day here. And we don't really have any immediate plans, but whatever come up, we just go in with the flow. So special thanks to everyone for joining in this morning, as you go about your duties and your day. Thanks very much for joining in. So I see that Sharon Prasad says that I missed Sarah. Nandy Lewis, pleasant good morning to you. And Penny is saying, Bechan is saying that it's very rainy here in Mayaro. All right, nice, man. Wow, Mayaro is sound like a really nice place to be right now. I haven't been there for a bit. Hey, Dale Tech, man. Dale Tech. You know, and folks, once again, you know, that's thanks very much for your support. If you new to this channel or returning to this channel, I am not Lasana. My name is Lyndon. I am Lasana's brother, and I just here representing his channel while he is not with us. But we hope that he would, in due course, when the time is right for him, when the Lord sees that the time is right for him, that he would return. You know, I have been thinking that I don't know how Lasana just pull off these live streams, you know. And one, I don't know, Lasana has always had, between the both of us, we're brothers, as I said, he has always had more stamina for kind of going the distance with different things. So for instance, if, as younger guys, if it is we go to line with one another, I am not a bushman, and we will be linemen, and when a certain time reach, maybe an hour into the line, I will be telling Lasana, hey Sana, I feel it's time to go, you know. Lasana's stamina and drive to just go, keep it pumping, keep it pushing, you know, one of them partners who could just go. By 10:30 I crying. Lasana make me cry already. First I want to go home. Because I not I don't have stamina to go for long stretches. Kimberly could tell you that. Yeah, man. So, as last comment I saw is Michael Zambrano is not a bushman. They'll take blessings to you and your family. Yes, they'll take indeed blessings to you and your family. You guys, I think some of us really need it. Blessed morning, Lyndon. This is from Tara. Hey, Tara, how you doing? Nandi says, up at 2 a.m. this morning, I was praying for my brother Lasana. God is great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all the kindness and prayers that go out. In fact, I just before I started this live stream, there's a comment I saw on one of the videos, and it referenced Psalm 91. And I say, you know what? Let me go and let me read that Psalm there. So I just finished reading it, and I started the live stream here. I don't always do it as I should, but I feel like I have much better days when I am able to start it, whether it is, you know, I know the Bible says give bountiful unto the Lord. But if I fail to do that, it always feels better when you just start the day with a moment of prayer, strengthening yourself with um, something from the Bible or the holy book that you may be invested in. I will the topic that I really want to kind of touch on today is parenting, because yesterday morning, which is Sunday, I woke up with my parents on my mind. And in fact, for those of you who kind of familiar with the different things that are going on right now, when they left us late last week, I found myself in a understanding position, and in the moment, I didn't feel sad to see them go, because as I said, I understood. But yesterday morning, which is Sunday morning, I woke up early and I really missed them. I really, really missed them. And I thought about my own role as a son. And the things that we sometimes, I sometimes put my parents through, or I have put my parents through. And growing up, honestly, I really was of the opinion, as I posted on a community post on my channel. I really was of the opinion that a parent's job finished at a certain time. When you reached a certain age and the child moved on and became an adult. But I begin to see more and more, because I am in my early 40s, and my parents continue to be there, not just for Lasana and myself, but their other children in very different ways. Mommy and daddy have, I think, back to one of my let's just use financial as an example. Maybe one of the times where I wanted to invest in a vehicle, mommy and daddy assisted in that. When we were building our home, Kim's parents, as well as mommy and daddy, they assisted us however they could. Even along the lines of things like hobbies, things like our development in education, mommy and daddy continued to support us. Daddy is the one, and I never knew daddy as a writer, because when I was born, he had already left his job and was doing work on a truck. So I never knew daddy as a writer. I knew he had a background as a writer. Daddy supported me a lot along those lines too. He was the ear that could, hey, let me give you a hearing, let me not out of sympathy, but that's because in terms of being a parent, or hey, I think this is a good idea. I think about different moments that we have gone through things when it comes to health, and they have been there and supported us. So I really appreciate what it is into. Morning, sir. How you doing? Yeah, I really appreciate my parents and the example of different parents in our lives, and things that I see in other families, that we come across. And usually, you came not here, but you could ask her. One of the things that I would express to her when we go to the beach or the river in Trinidad is seeing the parents on the beach with their children, and knowing that there could be 1,000 different places that parent could be in that moment. There are 1,000 different things maybe that parent wish they were doing in that moment. But to see parents extend themselves that way towards their children is a real blessing, I think, when you have a parent like that and you see other parents like that. So we'll talk a bit about parenting from my limited aspect of it, and there's different things that have been on my mind yesterday morning. So I am not as efficient as Lasana's moving through the chat, but I should be doing that. So let me see. Okay, so sending love and blessings to the whole family. Gloria, thank you very much. It means a lot. Same to you and your family. Blessed morning. This is from Maria. Leslie, good morning to you. Michael, grace us with your intro now. So this is from Vashti. I see a Trinidad flag. Good, grand rising, Sana. Linden moderators, chatters, listeners, and creepers. I pray that all of you had a weekend love and blessings. Sana, we miss you and keeping you in our prayers. Good morning, everyone. Have a blessed day from Leslie. All right. Dolly says she gave Mama Lou her new number. Good morning to Linden and everyone. Good morning to you, to Cheryl and Maureen in New Jersey. Maureen in New Jersey, I hope you're doing wonderfully well today and your day is shaping up. Tara says, Candace, I need it. On a sad note, one of the bodies found in the Superior yesterday is my niece's son. My goodness. Tara, terribly sorry to hear about that. My goodness. Ay, 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 ay. Really sorry. I wouldn't be able to comment anymore on that, Miss Tara, because I'm not familiar with the story, but I will look up regardless of the circumstances. Sorry about the loss. A pleasant good morning to Jen, who is reminding folks to hit that like button. Thank you very much, Jen. Blessings and good morning. Sandra K, yes, special thanks to the moderators and silent viewers, and however you support the channel in your own way. Thank you very much. So on this topic of parenting, and as I say, I have no advice to offer on parenting. We do have two children, 7 and 5 years old, and I know, oh, the rain lashing in at my hair. I know that parenting was and is and continues to be a very big adjustment for me. I don't know if parenting is easier for some based on the position that they may have been born in the family. So for example, and the exposure that they had as children to other cousins. So for instance, I could think about cousins who, they don't have children, they're older, and they grew up a lot of younger ones. For instance, Kimberly. Hey, what are you doing up already? Good morning. Hey, let me come inside there with you because the rain lashing in here a bit. Where you want to sit down? You want to sit down outside or just to sit down inside? Excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah. So like, I was talking about parenting and whether some people, based on the age and the things that they grew up around, if they kind of filter into parenting a little bit easier. I don't know. And I was talking about older cousins that I have, and they grew up a lot of younger cousins. and they just always had this kind of motherly or fatherly role that they could play easily. So I don't know if there's any merit to what I was saying there. I feel like I was born a last child, and a lot of cousins. I have no younger siblings. A lot of cousins were around my age or older. I think about Kimberly's experience. She grew up, and as a teenager, she had exposure to her nephews and younger children in her area. And there's always something very, I would say, motherly about Kimberly, if I could describe her. So I feel like, you know, one of the things I feel about parenting too is when I think back to my own childhood, and I look at my parents, I get the impression that whether they were under pressure or frustrations with their children, like I never felt it. So sometimes if I feel a little bit frustrated at a situation with a very young child, there's a certain level of, are you doing something wrong? Because why are you feeling a frustration that you never witnessed with your own parents or people from that particular generation? Are you a bad parent, in other words? Because you're displaying or feeling an emotion that doesn't. So I don't know if it is that when you are young, that your eyes are veiled, you don't necessarily see or understand or appreciate the frustration that an adult is going through, that your own parent is going through. I don't know what it is. So that when I feel it later on, it's kind of like, you're a bad parent by things your parents tolerate with you, and they go through with 3 or 4 children. One. Thank you. I hope I'm able to catch it this morning. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, or if I communicated what I am saying well. But that happens in my own immediate experience with parenting. What are you having to drink this morning? I am having coffee. I would like to. I have been going a little bit crazy with my calorie intake. Yeah, I find myself touching a lot of the processed stuff, the cookies and the chips, things that I have avoided. But that's okay. At least have the time to work out a little bit. So hey Steve, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well, and the weather is treating you well. Savi, good morning to Lyndon and everyone in the chat. Thank you very much, Savi, and a pleasant day to you. So I had this weird idea, this strange idea that, parenting ended for parents when you turned 18 years old. And I think about a lot of the things that I have done, more the stupid things, of course, silly things, more the things that could have best been avoided if I was a little bit wiser, and the difficulties that, or the pain that I caused my own parents, our parents. One of the early things I've spoken about already is, I think, straight out of what I know as CXC. I'm not sure if it is CAPE today, if that's what they call it, but CXC. So you finish school, and I think back to that time, one of the very popular places for youths to hang out, for grown-ups as well, was this place. You all remember what Grand Bazaar was like? You all remember Beer Garden in Grand Bazaar? So Beer Garden in Grand Bazaar is that mall there, like around Bamboo Village, opposite Nestle, Mount Hope. And they had a Beer Garden, this kind of club in the middle of our courtyard. And we would go there as me and some younger partners my age. And we would hang out all night into morning, sometimes 3 a.m., 0300 hours. We jumping into our car, to travel to Curep, then taxi home, walk along Dinsley Road. Most times I didn't have a key on me, and I knock on the door, and Daddy immediately answer. Daddy open the door. Most likely, I smelling like a club would smell. And you know, hey Daddy, morning, mommy, morning. Mommy probably still sleeping, so mommy ain't moving. And you know, you just filter past the appearance quickly. You just filter past the appearance quickly, and you go in the room, and I think back to those moments with such regret, because you know, that time, I don't know if I would live to see a time like that with my children. God willing, if it is to be so, they would go out. I may naturally be concerned about the things that they do, the friends that they have, and hope that they're exercising good judgment. But I think about my lack of judgment in those moments, and what those hours may have been like for my parents, waiting at home, probably waking up from sleep, glimpsing at the clock, and you know, you're just waiting for your flock to be safe inside. I feel like there are things that you can't, there are things my parents couldn't teach me. They could probably tell me, but I wouldn't have been mature enough or in their position to really have all the pieces to understand what they're going through. Even this idea of, you know, like the things that this is an interesting side note here. The things that we choose to talk about in our individual capacity on these YouTube channels here, the things that we choose to talk about, some of, you know, you will naturally, we have 111 people in the chat, 111, thank you very much. Does he, I'm saying that is new beginnings or something like that. So new beginnings, if that is what it represents. I know the number is very significant to Lasana. So thank you very much for joining us, the 114 of you and the 56 people who have clicked the thumbs up button. Yeah, the things that we share in whatever capacity, the thing that Lasana shares in the background, we have Judy S, good morning, and big respect to the community. I just saw that comment pop up from Michael Sambrano, so thank you very much. I hope the things that I'm sharing here is in vein with what Lasana shares and the mission and the vision that he has for his channel. So before I continue, I just want to say hello to Tracy Sunrain. Everyone, blessings to Lyndon and his beautiful family. Thank you. I want to wish all of you a wonderful day. Just popping in to say hi. Can't stay on for long. Have much to tend to today. So Tracy Sunrain, as you go about your daily activities, I wish you all the best health, strength, and good judgment. Leslie, hey, I saw her name pull up just now there. Valley Girl Who. Hope you're doing well. Thanks to the moderators who working in the background, and whatever you're doing, I trust your judgment because Lasana trusts your judgment as well. So lots of rain down south. This is from Rowty Boodoo. Lyndon, you guys are safe from the storm, I hope. I hope so. We have some weather that looks a little bit sus, as my children would say. But we hoping for the best. It would kind of change around some of our plans a bit. But whatever is, we just hope we make some good informed decisions. So Chief of Police. Look, my Chief of Police didn't think he would recognize I burst out crying, hanging on to Susie and Allison. Alright, so I guess we had some visits to Lasana. Thank you very much. And thank you, even while my parents and while we weren't there, thank you very much for everyone who were able to communicate back to us and update us. That includes our family and our friends, sisters, brothers, cousins. Pleasant good morning to Patricia Bedo and Tracy Sunrain. Once again, have a fantastic day. Patricia, it's really nice to see you this morning. Thank you so much for everything that you do. So I think about coming home. Hey, let me give you a story, yeah? Let me give you a story. We live in Trinity growing up. We live not far from Trinity Mall. It was always, this has to do with parenting. Sometimes the decisions you have to make and the fear that you experience as parents when it comes to the safety of your children. And how we react sometimes and whether it was a good reaction or not. Growing up, we lived in Trinity. Mommy, daddy, 4 children. It was exciting for us because Trinity Mall is not far from our home. And back then it was very cheap to take a taxi to the mall. So a taxi probably cost $1.50 to get from Beaulieu Avenue to Trinity Mall. I don't know if it is still this way, but getting a taxi to Trinity Mall from Beaulieu was always a little bit difficult when the fare was that low. Because a taxi driver could get $1 to go to Keene Farm Junction or $1.50 to go to Keene Farm Junction, and they had to make an extra long drive to get to Beaulieu, because Beaulieu is the furthest of the divisions in the Trinity area. So we would sometimes take a taxi, or if I did the mathematics and I realized I could take a taxi to go and come for $3, but I only have $5 in my name, and I know I want to go to the arcade to buy coins, then we wouldn't take a taxi. We would walk. We would either walk along the boulevard, that is the boulevard that leads from SBCS all the way to where there's the new Pizza Hut and Starbucks now, or we would walk through the avenue. Being younger boys, it was exciting to walk through the avenues, so we would cut through from Beaulieu, we would head into Montague, where there's a very long street that leads to Delamere, and then through Delamere, we could cross that road and enter Trinity Mall. A lot of you all may be familiar with that. So Lasana is 7 years older than me. I must have been 5 or 6, maybe 7 years old when this happened to us. We go to Trinity Mall, and one thing I could give Lasana credit for is being an older brother. He very rarely would leave me out of things. I was the tag along. I was the third wheel, because he had older friends his age, cousins his age, but somehow he would usually make space for me. And if I was left out, it didn't feel, because of that, it didn't feel too bad. It didn't feel bad that I was left out, because I knew, hey, this is an older guy, and he allowing me to come along. So it was fun to go to Trinity Mall. Before they developed that wing where there is the Caribbean Cinemas 8 now, that was all, bushy stuff. Some people probably know that as cane, but that was all bushy stuff. And it was exciting because at times they would mow down that tall grass, they would cut it down, and a Coney Island would come to the area. So I remember being at a Coney Island with, what is the tumbler? I think that is sit down on and go sideways and this way, and then they round up, which we always used to go and watch, hoping that you see somebody vomit. And they'd have these little kind of carnival games where they pull a string and some colorful blocks would roll down these little stairs and land, and if you had chosen the right color, you get the color. So back then, Trinity Mall, very short, Trinity Mall was literally shaped like an L or an I. Now it probably shaped like a dumbbell with the cinemas on one side and Pennywise on the southern side and food court. So Trinity Mall is just a short thing. We are in this mall. I am 7 years old. Sana is 14 years old, walking around with some friends, and somehow I get separated from Lasana. And somehow, from Lasana and the friends we're with, I get separated from them. And somehow, we can't find one another. There are no cell phones. It's not like you pull out your cell phone and you call, hey, I'm looking for you by Mario's downstairs. We can't find one another. And time is passing, and I imagine in that moment, Lasana walking up and down, maybe they divided, and who looking upstairs, who looking downstairs, who looking into stores. And at 7 years old, the best decision I could come up with is I need to walk home. I need to walk home from the mall because we just can't find one another, and I need to get home. It's getting late. So at 7 years old, I exit this mall, leaving Lasana and the friends we were with behind. And I am crying and walking home. I don't remember the entire walk, but I remember reaching Castleton. And I want to believe, my memory service is just real vague here right now. I want to believe this is like a yellow Toyota Corolla. Pulls up alongside me, the glass winds down, and there's a man and woman sitting in the front seat. The man is driving, the woman is in the front passenger seat, and they're saying to me, young boy, why are you crying? What's the matter with you? Who you with? Where you going? And I explain the situation to them. And they say, okay, we will drop you home. I feel like I have a vague memory of that back door opening and filtering into that back seat. I feel like it's a kind of, like a kind of leather seat that a little bit, it patchwork, like if pieces are kind of torn from use. I sit down in that car. And sitting down in that car, I mean, this is the 80s, and life was a little more comfortable now along the lines of safety. I could think about walking to and from school, and you flag down a car and somebody stop for you and they drop you out, or they drop you in. But I climb into this car, and there's a moment where I'm asking myself whether this is a good decision to climb into this car. Although back then we not aware of it's really unsafe to do this or bad things has happened to people who do this. But I climbed into this car. And by the grace of God, it happened to be a safe car that I climbed into. And these people dropped me home. I feel like they come out and they may have ended up inside by us, by Lance and Louise, who you probably know, Mommy and Daddy. And Mommy and Daddy, they thank the people, and they would eventually leave. And I don't know what Daddy and Mommy feeling in this moment, but they're I think Daddy must have been feeling a real kind of fears. The danger that he probably saw and the understanding that he had in terms of how that could have gone. When Lasana reached home, Daddy was really upset with Lasana, boy. He was real upset with Lasana. He was real upset with me too. Yeah. I always wonder Why he was upset about that? Yeah. And Lasana, he pay a price for a decision that I make. It probably was a real stupid decision, or it was the best decision I make. But Lasana pay a price for that decision. I don't know if the decision that Daddy make, if it, and you know, I singling out Daddy here. I don't know if it's the right decision, if it was a good decision. But on the topic of, you know, parenting, I could appreciate now the fear that Daddy was probably feeling then. It's funny when you talk about these things that just, you know, it's just stories in your mind. It's just stories of things that happen, and you feel like, you know, you're comfortable with it. You're cool with it, man. And then you talk about it, and you realize emotionally the impact that probably, I mean, I don't understand right now why I feel in the way. I would say, however, that I think to some extent I always walked around with a little bit of guilt that Lasana had to pay a price for it. I did. And it has nothing to do with, you know, present circumstances or anything. I knew there's a part of me that always walk around with a little guilt because of what Lasana experienced. When we, to change topics a little bit, to go back to something that I mentioned, when we, you see, our family, we are very, very comfortable. Whether you think is wise or not, we are very comfortable sharing experiences that we have had with the hope that it benefits someone. I think back to some of the things that Lasana, more than me, Lasana has spoken about. And maybe at a point in time, if you turn the hands back a couple of years, there are things that I may not have shared. But you think back to the things that you share, and you wonder. I remember Farmer Harry saying to me, that everybody, you know, everybody have an agenda. This may have been in the early stages of our meeting, and I think maybe he was trying to kind of get, I might be wrong, I'm just telling you how it appealed to me. I think he was kind of maybe trying to get a sense of, what's my agenda? What's my agenda in coming up and making videos with Mr. Bat, eventually making videos with him? What is my agenda? What do you think, you don't have to answer the question, but what do you think Lasana's agenda is? You think you have a secret plan? some of the things that God willing, that I will share in more detail, definitely. If some family, if that story, that experience that I just shared with going to Trinity Mall, if that story benefits one parent or one child, then I think it was worth sharing it. If one cooking video that Trini out and about makes, if one experience that Trindigo Vibes shares with our doubles, and the best doubles in Sandy Grande, if one video that Shine Story shares about a community that is often overlooked in Trinidad, or you think about Trini Style with Dinesh and his wife Vidya, and by extension his son Sachin, and the work that they're doing. If you learn to turn a pot of curry better because of one of them, then they have done a job well, and they have benefited you. And if one experience that Lasana shares could keep you out of certain places, or one experience comes along and you say to yourself, hey, I have the opportunity to smoke something that might be decriminalized in Trinidad, but I'm not going to touch it because I am aware if it prevents you or your son or your daughter, you have benefited. I'll go back to Mr. Bat and Farmer Harry. I could have never predict the impact that these two gentlemen would have had on, let me call it Trinidad YouTube. Never ever predicted. It came at a time where it was 2020 and the world was just going into COVID. I think about different people that I come across in that time that presented some opportunity. Trini Surfer is one of them. He definitely stood out to me during that COVID time. Because I say, look at places that he has the opportunity to go, or he had gone and recorded videos where it happened in the past, he edited it and published it at a particular point in time. And when I had the opportunity to work with Mr. Bat and Farmer Harry, and people would message them and support them in different ways, I saw a name pop up there, Nandi Lewis. Nandi Lewis is one of the persons that have supported Farmer Harry by purchasing by him. I am on Lasana's channel right now, but I really want to big up Susie's Roti Parlor in New York, because we had this ambition through the work that we were doing to want to send Farmer Harry, and Susie's Roti Parlor showed up. We had the opportunity to meet Narvin, to take Narvin with Trinbago Bushman. Dolly, I know you remember that video with with Bushman legs. I could have never predict the impact. And when people reached out during COVID and they expressed, hey, listen now, man, the work that you're doing, that you and Mr. Bat and Farmer Harry doing, it is bringing, something to us, the Trinis who can't return home. they can't return home, but they have the opportunity to see green, to see the forest, to think about. There's so many comments that I saw on the channel with regards to Mr. Bat, in terms of people who were identifying Mr. Bat as a grandfather figure that they knew about, that they could recall. Hey, you always have a cutlass, boy. Always constructing something, always making something, always have a hand, a fig that they could cut, something to give you when they go in. So, you know, if you, the viewer, may be helped in different ways, and I think that our family, we have, you know, I don't need to pretty up something and share half-truths with you. I share my experiences. I am sharing my experiences here with my brother, with my family, I am on the topic of parenting, touching it here and there. And when I share these things, if you see something that I may not even be speaking about directly, but it prompts you in a way to go and maybe try something different with your child. Or maybe you have smelled cigarette smoke on your child's clothes when you're washing it, and you're choosing to ignore it. Maybe these conversations you will have or not have. And if you get that opportunity, or you are prompted in a way that benefits you positively or negatively, then I think the way our family sees it is that we okay with that. We okay with that. Come what may, we okay with that. My references to parenting, as I say, are a little bit limited. What time is it? It's 8:26. Thanks very much to everyone in the chat. Let's shout out a couple of people. Big up the 160 people in the chat. Thank you so much. Carmen, good Linden, good morning. I am seeing Melissa Jagasa is still there. Amy T, thank you very much, Amy T. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. It was really pleasant to speak with you recently while you and Lasana were chatting. I hope things are going well with you, ma'am, and that you're having a good day. I see someone picking up Deborah Suraj. Hey, Deborah, good morning. She's saying good morning to Michael. My prayers are with you, Lyndon, Papa, Mama, Kim, and my boy Sana. That is from Alicia Cassie. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, and I've seen Azisha. Hello, Azisha. I hear there's a lot of rain down south, so to the south people, stay dry, or if you like it wet, stay wet. Big up Narvin, Susie's Roti Shop. Yeah, definitely. All right, so yes, Deborah, blessed morning to you, the girls, and everyone. It means a lot. I see someone shouting out, Anup, and how you feeling? So Anup and Kavita, special good morning to you. And if you're not too well, sir, I hope that your health improves swiftly. Please tell Kavita a special hello for me if she's not with you. I love the interaction between you and the three guys. Mr. Bat was 1 in a million. Definitely Valley Deal. Definitely. Yeah? Yeah, man. Yes. So let me jump back up. Yeah, boy. Mr. Bat was, or is, 1 in a million. I had some really nice moments with Mr. Batboy. Towards the, you know, I always wonder if the sequence of life and how things work. But boy, from meeting Mr. Bat to seeing a place where I grew up open up in front of my eyes in a way that I didn't understand or knew existed, to see how efficient Mr. Bat was, to see his his expression of, if he do share something every day, I do feel good. Or I just feel real good if I share something every day. It will make me feel better about life. And to see the generosity that he would extend in different ways. There's his home opened up, and his home was always open. It was open to me, and he really lived it where different people showed up, and he would entertain them as best as he could. November born. I don't know if that added to the experience of us getting along well. But I learned a lot from Mr. Bat. And I really thankful that I met Mr. Bat. I met Mr. Bat when a strain was developing in our family, and a strain that involved the Sana and myself directly. I met Mr. Bat. I was able to record 2 videos with Mr. Bat. As I have said in the past, Mr. Bat wasn't, when I made that first video with him and had that opportunity, I never saw it as, hey, there are follow-up projects that would happen. One of my favorite videos with Mr. Bat is when we made a video called it exists on my channel as the Chula King from Korah. Morning. And the first 11 minutes of that video, 11 to 12 minutes, has no dialogue in it. That is the second video we recorded. To immerse myself and the viewer in the experience, I said to Mr. Bat, let's record this as like if I wasn't here. I were not here. You're going about your activities as you would if no one was here, and let me just record. And he understood immediately what I was about, based on his interest in old westerns and documentaries. He understood immediately what I wanted, what I was going for, sorry. We did it. We recorded our second video. And then we would end up leaving Korah, and we went down to Cuba by Kim's mom, where we would spend about a little more than 2 months maybe. And during that 2 months, Mr. Bat had a cell phone, but he had a great tendency towards misplacing and losing his cell phone. But I was able to speak to him about twice, and I really was looking forward to seeing the impact that the work we were doing was having. I was looking forward to going back and returning, but it didn't work out. I didn't see Mr. Bat for about 2 or 3 months after that. We chatted maybe 2 or 3 times while I was in Cuba. So I always, there's a part of me, because of that gap, because of how things worked out in our family at that point in time, and us choosing to leave home. I always felt like there's a lot more that Mr. Bat and myself could have done. But it worked out wonderfully well. And I don't know if it's a little bit selfish to say this, but I learned Mr. Bat. I have a dad who cannot be replaced. I have a mommy who cannot be replaced. In a way, through his gentleness, Mr. Bat became like a father figure to me. So that's not a takeaway from my dad's role. But he had so much of something that I lacked in my own life. A kind of independence and efficiency and handiness that I feel personally like I lack. And it was just great to see him work along those lines. And then he would leave us. Yeah, boy. He's fantastic. I really, really enjoyed working with Mr. Bat. Enjoyed. And you know, the interesting thing is that I have a lot of projects outstanding with him, things that I've started working on, things that I haven't started working on, and his children have been gracious to say to me that, hey, here's what, right? We trust your judgment, whatever that you have done with our dad, and you choose to do with his work in the future, you go ahead on your time, and don't even tell us when you're doing it. Let just show up. So yeah. Yeah, man, big up 176 people in the chat. Trinity to the world. Fully agree with your mother-in-law. Blessings on Sana. Pomerock, what you saying? I see not coming from Pomerock. Someone called into the TV of what's been happening out your way. Hope it calms down soon. I guess that is in reference to the weather in Southside. Wow. So good morning, Cody. You are truly a kind-hearted, pleasant person towards Mr. Bat and Farmer Harry. Thank you very much, Nandi. There's definitely more that I could do, and I look forward to doing. And working with Farmer Harry and Mr. Bat was always so amusing to me. Because they're so similar in what they do and how they attend to the land and how they care for the land. But as individuals, they're so different. And it's amazing that 10-year age gap, because Mr. Harry is maybe about 10 years exactly younger than Mr. Bat. And it exposes Harry to a kind of different view on technology, and Farmer Harry on WhatsApp and have BBC and CNN installed. And Mr. Bat didn't really bother too much with those things, you know. So it was amusing to work with them from that point of view. Yeah, there's it really came at a point in life where I feel like it was useful to me, useful to the world, and I hope useful to Mr. Bat and Farmer Harry. So let me think about them like either adopted brothers or adopted parents, whichever one. On the topic of parenting again, and this idea that it continues, you know, it doesn't end. It continues into adulthood, into your 40s, into your 50s and beyond. Hey, big up to people who have, I feel like recently I've been meeting people in their 50s and 60s in Trinidad, and they're telling me, yeah, going and see my mother later. It's like, how old your mother is if you looking so old? Yeah, my mom is 82, my mom is 88. Recently I met a lady in Cora. Wow, and the mom's going strong and talking, and she was telling me about my grandfather and grandmother, that's my dad's parents, and what she could remember about my aunts. Yeah, boy, fantastic. But if you have your parent and they're still around and in sound mind, and you're over 50 years old, what a blessing. What a blessing, especially if you all like one another and get along well. So yesterday morning, I really woke up with mommy and daddy on my mind, in a way that they weren't on my mind when we had to watch them go. And I started my references, forgive me, this has to do a little bit with, you know, belief. Some of you may be Hindus, Muslims, Christians looking at this. The references I could pull from is really just based on the Bible. So I am limited in that sense, but it is what I know a bit, and is what I will talk about. And I started thinking about different parents in the Bible and the experiences that they went through. You think to the first family, that we read about, Adam and Eve. And they had this experience where, as individuals who are responsible for their own actions, they make a choice to partake of this fruit. They make a choice, and they have this experience as a couple, maybe without children, and they have to leave this wonderful place that's prepared for them. And can you imagine the weight of that experience? Can you imagine the years of regret, maybe years that they never got over? Maybe that the pain of that experience may not ever have diminished. Can you imagine going from a state where the land just produces bountifully for you? They didn't even have to study clothes. They didn't even have to study clothes, because they only realized they were naked when they participated, right? So suddenly, they have to be clothed. Suddenly, it is a toil to produce from the ground. The place could be cluttered with weeds. Maybe the relationship that they had with animals in whatever way, it just no longer existed. And you aren't a parent as yet, but you have the weight of all these experiences that lead into your marriage, your union, and you have Cain, your son, Cain, and you have Abel. There are some other children that you will eventually read about. But you think about that experience now that would come along, and Adam probably rock back with a E-frame. I don't know what kind of shelter they had. Maybe they had an E-frame shelter, or they went and they buy a tent from somebody who does make tents, and they're watching these two boys, and circumstances will eventually unfold that one of these boys is sufficiently moved to kill the next one. That's something about that really the first that you read about in the Bible is a murder. That's a real bitter experience, boy. Bitter experience. And the way that has gone before. And the words, what their conversations would have been like if they had gotten over having to leave the garden. You think it would have had moments, I don't know, this is just speculation here, right? But you think it might have had moments of grief and frustration where a father could look across and say, Eve, girl, if you didn't eat that thing, we would have been in that garden and we would have been okay, you know. Of course, he'd have been throwing something in our face there. We don't know what our experience would have been like. We don't know the words that would have passed. Oh boy, the lightning start. All you hear that thunder? It was a rainy day when I went to play down by the sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forward, backward, up and down, over the deep blue sea. That song was brought to you by Mr. Sana. Yeah. So what? Big up Knockapot and family. Knockapot in the house. If Knockapot in the house, hey boy, I really like. I Knockapot. I don't know if you in this chapter, but I really like you, boy. I really like you, boy. I don't see you as often as I could. I just look at you and marvel because I just feel, hey, as a family man, you don't let anything keep you back. You're always ready to go. You're always ready to go. Nothing hard for you. I really admire you, brother. Knock up at you in the house. Good morning, Brother Lyndon, family, mom and dad, and all here. God's grace and mercy always. Thank you very much, Miss G. Pillai. Good morning. It is shaping up to be a rainy day with some thunder and lightning. No crap there. We're talking about parenting and mention Cain and Abel, one of the first stories that we read in the Bible, and what that experience may have been like for them parents. Yeah, boy. Thank you very much, Deborah. Appreciate it. So then you fast forward in the Bible yesterday morning. My mind fast forward, and my mind fast forward to Samson. Samson is a very painful story, but I just sharing things from how they appeal to me, folks. I find Samson to be a very amusing in a way. I see the pain of the experience. I am not discounting it. I should say that. I find Samson to be a real amusing guy, boy. Amusing. You know, you think about Samson. Let me deal with the parents here, because that's the aspect of it that I'm looking at, right? You think about this father and mother. I don't remember the parents' name right now, but I think they referred to the wife as the man's wife. So it had, the man's name apostrophe S wife. It's unusual that they refer to her, or it is recorded that way. So think about this woman toiling the land. She may have been a little bit, if I remember the story correctly, she is maybe not able to give birth to a certain age. Anyway, the angel of the Lord appeared to her, and this is given along with certain instructions, very clear instructions as to how to tend to this child. And there is some, whether it was a little bit ambiguous or confusing to her in the moment, there was almost like a petition that went out to, hey, let's see this angel again and get the instructions. So the instructions come along, they are a little bit clearer perhaps, and then Samson is born. And Samson must have had quite a reputation in this village or town that he was from a very early age. And Samson just real like girls, boy. And girls was just real like Samson too. You know what I mean? I can imagine the biceps on Samson. Samson he had some big shoulders, eating plenty meat and getting real strong by the grace of God, because it was to be that way. And Samson going to his parents and saying, I want X, I want Y, bring this one for me for a wife. And this guy just going along in a sense, strong in the strength that God gave him, and strong in his natural sense. And maybe put his parents in a kind of awkward position where they may have been afraid of him. But Samson's parents hear the lightning. See the lightning, hear the thunder. Samson's parents had a real difficult task on their hand, boy. To really be in a position where they must have been truly afraid of his strength and his impact on the family life. And it goes along. I don't know if they were still alive when he met Delilah. But he had a fascination with women, and he had a fascination with unusual, or as the Bible might put it, strange women, and it cost him dearly. I don't know if they were alive when he had the experience with Delilah and what it would lead to, but boy, that's a real painful experience for them parents, I imagine. Because you receive the instructions. You receive the instructions as your child hasn't even been born as yet. And you're there, and you know what needs to be done. And you probably bring up your household in a particular manner. Meaning, if the instruction is, this child is not to participate in alcohol, or any wine, or any strong drink, is to not cut his hair, maybe there are certain decisions that those parents had to make. Alright, let me just throw out a scenario. If it is that the dad or the mom used to cut the hair, if the dad or the mom had a brother living with him, or a neighbor, or a cousin, or something, and they drink wine, he might have had to go and tell them, hey, here's what we have a son coming up. This is the commandment from the Lord. This is what we believe, and we stand by it. You'll need to stop drinking wine if it is you want to stay here. Or you might need to move out. Maybe that places the father used to visit that he stopped visiting. That's the weird thing in my own experience, There are so many things that I didn't see at home. There are so many things I did not see at home. My mom and dad did not. It don't make them better than anybody. I'm just talking about my experience. I did not see my parents, our parents, participate in certain things. And in my youth, I was given to those things. Maybe it's just a natural part of life that if you lack a certain spirit or wisdom, or don't see the value of something, you will trample on it. Our next parent that crossed my mind is, maybe I should leave that parent for a little bit later on. But another parent, boy, that crossed my mind is King David, and the experience that he would face with Absalom. When it was on Absalom's agenda to sway the heart of the people so that he will usurp, as he would, usurp the throne and become king. What an experience to have with your son. What an experience David had to actually be on the run with your people. I mean, David would have probably preferred that another army and another nation 10 times as worse came along to know that you didn't have that battle to face with your child. You could imagine what that experience was like for David, boy. And we know what that experience was like because he still had the mercy to extend. And was it Joab? One of those generals or commanders in his army, to say, hey, when it comes to that, I'll find this boy, please deal kindly with him. Please deal kindly with him. I think all the Bible stories that have very human experiences in them, something about that experience is always stand out to me as one of the most painful things you could read about in the Bible. It probably isn't in your opinion, I understand, but something about that experience stands out as a real painful experience, boy. And the things will unravel that Absalom will die at the hands of the same man that David petitioned that he would spare his life. And you read of David on the throne grieving. And I think one of his that same man, maybe or another one, came to him and say, hey, you know, David, boy, this may not be healthy for the kingdom. What going on here? So whether by outward appearance, David changed his approach and agreed with what the man said, can you imagine the pain inside that, hello, you coming outside? It is 8:54. I will close off this live around 9 a.m. I see that I'll hear some thunder and lightning. Yep. Please, I had some Matty. I can have a little more. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So, one parent that I think about it just crossed my mind. I wasn't thinking about it yesterday, but this morning this crossed my mind about that parent with, Hannah. Do you read about her in 1 Samuel? Yeah, when she went and at the temple and she petitioned and she prayed and she got the son Samuel. And she promised him to the Lord, and things worked well in that scenario. There must have been some.
You wanna come inside?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What's up? You wanna hang out inside or you?
No.
What about this corner here?
Are you getting one?
No, but take this corner here.
I don't mind.
Take this corner here, man. You go get some.
I don't mind.
This is Kimberly.
Hi, banana.
I'm surprised this lady wake up.
I have a long time. I just watched it in the rain.
Yeah. Ooh boy. Thunder coming up, Annie.
Crazy hair. Didn't hair. Want some coffee?
No.
Drop a drop? No. Good morning.
Oh boy, this is some good coffee here. Well, Alessandra didn't call us the sinners congregation for no reason. Look how little. You know.
What?
Dolly Wallet says, well, Alessandra don't call us the sinners congregation for no reason. Look how little they're preaching to us.
I think it's still Sunday.
Listen, I really
Really tight up there?
apologize
Okay.
if I come across as preaching. I think that's one of the things that even in personal interactions with people, I kind of very careful about it. These were things that were on my mind when I woke up thinking about mommy and daddy
Is that it?
and parenting and the decisions we have made in the past as parents and will make and we continue to make, even with all the information, the pain that I have brought to my own parents through my disobedience, lack of wisdom. So, but boy, I know that the job is never done. I know that there's a lot I need to learn.
All type of name.
Huh? All type of even. Oh gosh, boy.
Morning, everybody. We having some rain.
Morning, neighbor.
Morning, neighbor.
And hear this now, man. We were just talking about. Sorry, Kimmy, I didn't preach it properly. And thank you sufficiently for this coffee. Thank you very much for it. How was your night last night?
It's good.
Yeah?
I saw you this morning already. Did you go to the gym?
I did not. I made 5 days in a row. So I taken a little bit of
Well, you did break.
2 days
Yeah.
rest.
Really?
Because I hear your muscles just grow while you're resting.
Sleeping. Well, it's sleeping.
And I feel like I feel like I get a little quarter inch
Let me see the
on my
gunshot.
arms.
Let me see the gunshot.
No. Yeah.
Anna religiously comes off her bed and looks for us every morning
Yeah, boy.
and brings all her stuff toys to sleep.
All that stuff to it. Now your hands filled, eh? Cause
Yeah, Daddy. Well, first, I decided to bring one of my blankie first and then my stuffed toys, one at a time stuffed toys. Then I just don't want it to be, it was dark, so I got kind of scared. So I just bring all the blanket and all the stuff.
But I left the light on.
No, but in the room, like 2 beds.
Okay.
yeah. Ooh, Larry lashing in there, like. Larry lashing in there. Yeah, man. So we want to big up 198 people in the chat and the 123 people who have clicked that thumbs up.
Tell everybody hello.
White chicken, you
Good
could
morning.
real preach. Oh gosh, I feel it awkward now.
Buenos dias a todos.
Yeah, man. Oh gosh, 200 people in the chat, boy.
Very good. Muy bien.
If let's start, I see them numbers, he go mad. Yeah, man, 125 people.
Oh, God.
Yeah, man. Lasana is very, you know, in his approach to YouTube, we are a little bit different. But you know, he's very analytical, eh? He's very analytical. He looks at the performance of this, that, the other. We shouldn't let Anna get out here.
Yeah, come on.
So we're going to shift into
relocate.
we
Relocation.
relocating with some nice fresh coffee that the wifey bring for me. You'll see a little bit of the weather. Reading cats and dogs. Yeah, boy.
Thank you, Annie. Ooh, coffee kind of strong, huh?
Nice. Coffee like my biceps.
Oh, no. You said it was strong.
If you want a nice little accent lighting, just put on that lamp.
Oh, I took it off.
Oh, yeah, no, don't worry about it.
No, put it back on.
I just wanted to compliment your looks now. I just want
Yes. What was that?
this overhead light here.
Press the button. Yeah. You put it on?
Need to be up or down?
No, we have to put it on first. The bottom.
The bottom. Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to just come on. Otherwise, you just pull the thing.
Me and the bottom.
Press it. So, yeah, I don't understand. Sometimes you have to press the light when the thing is pulled.
Light, I think that's the light.
Pull it again. Right.
Hey,
Is Healy still
Yeah, boy.
I don't
Healy's still
know.
sleeping.
I don't know.
What do you want for breakfast? You want a bagel?
I don't know.
I don't know.
She's too sleepy.
Oh boy, Anna is
Do you want it now?
Anna is going through a stage. You may have seen it in the first video where she is so good at repeating what you've said, what we will typically call
She's a
a
little
mocking
mocking.
you, right?
She's a little mockingbird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolly, say time to get Lasana in the church with you this time, or at least try.
I'll try.
if, are you mocking
Good
me?
morning.
Are you mocking me?
What?
Healy.
What?
I'll be tapping.
I'm doing it.
Special little girl I have here.
Special
Anna.
little girl I have
She
here.
could always come looking for you, as her mommy was just saying. And Anna, we never had
Beep.
to teach you to share.
Beep.
That was just.
It is the most unusual thing that I feel like I have seen. The most
Bye-bye.
unusual thing that
Daddy
Anna,
gonna.
from sitting in a, from the time she was old enough to maybe even sit in a
High chair?
a high chair,
Yeah.
and Anna would be
She's be
eating
sharing her
something,
food.
and she would just extend it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think your base is moving.
Oh, what's that? Oh, Annie gave my kick. Yeah, boy. So you know the last parent that we were talking about there was Samuel. And you know
Samuel?
how pleasing in Proverbs years ago in 2012,
That's
I went and
as it is written.
That's according as it is written.
in 2012, my sister Liba, she's a missionary.
Maybe I feel better.
You would have seen her maybe about 2 years ago when for Diwali we went by Farmer Harry. So Diwali Day with Farmer Harry is on the second channel that I operate called Lyndon Batiste Row.
Do you still use that?
I haven't used it very often. There are some videos there that I'll publish them on already.
Sorry.
So when I went by Liba in 2012 to Venezuela, we would spend a month together, and she said to me, she said, you know, one of the things I try to do apart from my own reading and meditation, whatever she might be doing, is that every day I would read the proverb that correspond to the day that it is. So today is the 5th. Today's the 5th. So she would read Proverbs 5. And when she shared that, her practice of doing that, I picked up the habit. Not always diligent at it, but whatever I'm reading, I would say, okay, let me read Proverbs 5. Let me read Proverbs 6. Because it says at the beginning of Proverbs, when they introduce it, is like for the wisdom and instruction that the young man may live a better life, right? And one of the things that always stands out in Proverbs is how the child, the wise child is, a pleasure to the parents, but the wayward one might be kind of like rottenness to the bones, just like the strange or the brawling woman might be. So I am mindful of that. And you think about parents who are very good parents. I was talking about that earlier and the example, but for some reason the children are given to something. So just speaking about Samuel, you think about what is recorded in the Bible of Eli's sons. So Samuel will go to live with Eli, and under his instruction, and Eli himself, who is this man who holds this very important position, is having a difficult time with his 2 children. And there are perhaps, please send out birthday greetings to my dear daughter Radha on her birthday, and happy 12th anniversary to her from Mom and Rajiv. Okay, so we have
Do your best, Mr. Sana.
a request coming in. Now is to my dear daughter Radha. So Sally, tell me something. Is today Radha's birthday?
I think so.
And happy 12th anniversary wishes to her from Mom. Is it her birthday and anniversary as well?
Boy, it's a birthday.
Thank you very much, darling.
You get a kiss.
Again, kiss something, boy.
So when
So Radha, good morning, Radha. And Michael Savara said, do it Sana style. So there is somebody in the chat, and I love having Kimberly here because she's scrolling through her phone, keeping up with the chat and pointing out certain things to me, right? So I missed that comment. So folks, we go in and sing. Big up to Radha. We go in and sing happy birthday. In true Lasara fashion, I had to ask her to light up that chat with some hearts for Radha for her birthday.
But before you sing, because I want you to dedicate it to other people too.
Yes.
Today is my auntie's birthday. Tanti Shanti and Diana. Today's Diana's birthday.
Diana, today is your birthday.
It would have been her mommy's birthday. Her mommy passed away a couple of years back.
It would have been her birthday as well?
Yeah,
she was born on her mom's birthday?
Same birthday. And also Angie. You know Angie?
Yes.
Today's Angie's birthday. So we have 3 birthdays today. 5th of August is a special day. And we have Radha. So we have 4 birthdays. Anybody else birthdays today?
And Kimberly will agree that August is the best birthday month.
August 13th is the best birthday you could have.
August 13th is also Fidel Castro's birthday.
Yes.
So take that as a little sign as to the things I go through. Yeah, man. So we have a couple people. We have Radha. Your mom is sending birthday greetings to you and happy anniversary. We also have Kim's aunt Diana. And
it would have been Margaret's birthday.
And it would have been Diana's mom's birthday. So yeah, man.
And Angie.
I can't be on this channel and not represent as best as I could represent. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're going to sing happy birthday for 3 different people. Do you remember their names?
Yes, Haley. Haley showed.
We have our monster still in there right now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anna, Diana, and Angie. Happy birthday to you.
Hip, hip.
Hooray! Happy birthday. What a pleasant day.
Oh, August 10th is Rachel's birthday, Dolly Mullet's daughter. She's at August too. She must be a wonderful little girl.
Well, I don't know if Lasana could be singing that birthday for you. We ain't know.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
I don't know. Yeah. I wonder what Lasana up to, boy.
Sana style is where all the neighbors could hear him giving shout outs
Oh,
too. Yeah, that's
we might get poked.
they will put us out. They will not stand for that. No Trinity allowed.
We might get put out. So I see. How is Lasana? There's a lot I don't know. You know, given where we are, back and forths with Dad, conversations with them. There's a lot I don't know, but from the little bit I gather, he seems to be going well, and I hope it is indeed that he is going well in a meaningful and deep way. And
Thanks, Michael. Michael saying happy birthday. Sorry.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I hope. So I think, I don't know how he's doing, but I mean, you know, a break and a reset is always a good thing. So maybe you need a little break and a little reset, because I know I definitely needed a little break and this reset. By the hat, oh, they're in the car.
You know, a long time with phones or even with computers, you have like a reset and a hard reset.
A hard reset. Yeah,
That's
hard reset is where you press and you hold the power button for 15 seconds.
Yeah, man.
I left them in the car because that's where we need them.
But you know, what
Yeah.
what I already started talking about this morning is from the point of view of parenting and the things that I didn't understand as a child and the things that I would neglect or gloss over. Or sometimes you see decisions that your parents make. We have spoken about some of those decisions, and in the moment where you disagree with your parent,
How you just completely go haywire after. Because your parents are usually right.
Yeah.
Daddy's
Very
microphone,
good.
you're very smart.
yeah,
Speaking it.
yes, that makes sense, man.
We always say that, huh? Your
Thank you very
parents,
much, darling.
your parents warn you about certain things, and you think, no, I know best, I know better, because this is my life. And
Hi, Mommy.
oh, thank you, baby. Do you have to do something with us?
Speak it.
Speaking it.
So Anna brought some microphones here. You want us to see if we could test them out and see if the audio improves. So Anna just came out. She said
But you have to connect
there's
it.
another attachment inside of
Yeah.
it. So we're gonna plug in some microphones that Anna brought outside for us. And if you all could indicate in the chat if it is that you all start to hear us better, right? Have you powered on yours?
Not yet.
So there's a little button on it, Anna, that we power on. A light begins to flash on it.
Yeah, I see it. It's on your clothes.
You see it? You see it? So Anna went and brought some microphones for
She's
us.
very interested in the quality of the live stream. She's clearly a YouTuber.
So you all are going to plug it in.
By the way, I saw that Marlon, I think it's Jaishree, he said he was looking for you. They flew in and we flew out.
Who's
Is that
this?
the same Marlon? I think he came last day. Was it Marlon? Yeah. When and then boy, we were there, yeah.
Looking for you.
You flew in, we flew in and you flew out.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a message that came
I'm
through.
gonna plug
Yes.
in the
Okay,
microphone.
so we're going to plug in the microphone. And at the point where I give the thumbs up is where we will start to chat with the microphone plugged in. And let us know if the quality of the audio is better, right? Please.
This is the plug.
I don't need that.
Okay.
Verify it on.
They were hearing us very
All
well
right,
even
folks.
before. Yeah, we're
So
kind of very
if you
close
could
to the phone.
give us a little idea of if the audio has improved or if the quality has decreased. Anna brought
Okay.
these microphones for us and wanted us to test it out.
Dolly's saying Radha gave Sana all the Indian sweets.
Okay, yes.
I think those
Yeah,
were good.
we get some korma and thing from that. Korma, what is
When
Okay, baby,
Thank you,
I will.
Anna.
Thank you very much. You're very responsible.
She's very organized too.
Yes. Very good. All right, and she's back.
She's improved the quality and now she's here to monitor it. Yeah, Lasana is doing well. He's getting there.
You know, and thanks for different ones who have
Reached out
and
supported.
extended themselves to him in ways that we don't even know. The quality has
Are you
increased.
Martin Dragons?
So Annie, they're saying that the quality of the audio is better. So thank you very much for bringing these microphones. It's much improved. So you've done you took us from a B
Tech support Anna
to an A plus by bringing these microphones. I know you have given us a golden star on our
very
audio.
interested in doing well in all things.
Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah.
You love it.
When you
we have to be careful.
you know when you look to the days,
You want to put it on?
do you think parenting gets harder when you as children get older?
It depends. I mean, when they're babies, you have to suffer and stay awake.
Suffer.
But suffer and stay awake. No, but then you could just put them somewhere and you could control what they do. You control what they eat. You control what they sleep, when they sleep, what they play, tummy time. You control it. When they get to her age, you could suggest it. See, I can't even control her. You could suggest it, but they don't have to listen. And you're crafting them into these little human beings. And depending on what you craft now, is what you're able to control or regulate later
or
reason with later on. So I teenager, like I was a very good child, I would say. I was scared of my mother. If my mother would watch me hard, I never got licks. She never had to beat me. She would watch me hard. Like if I do something, she's like I would start crying around in my bedroom. And I never needed licks. Then I got to be a teenager. And well, that whole story would unfold eventually. And I think I was, you think you know best. And I was in my rebellion stage, maybe. So because it's always the honest child, I never lied, I never cursed, I would just be like, she would always believe me. She had no reason not to. So then you kind of manipulate that a little bit.
Right.
So it did get harder for her. Not intentionally, it just happened to get harder. So I don't know. I think it is just its own thing in every stage. It's like the same piece of clay that you just keep molding. So that same piece of clay could be a ball, or it could be a diamond. Be careful when you're touching it, baby. We wouldn't be able to hear. So it could be a diamond. It could be a house. It could be a set of strings that you twist and make into this elaborate thing. So it just depends on what stage in your life, how you change your piece of clay. But it's the same piece of clay. It's just what stage it is. So I think it just depends on the person. You could have a very easy childhood and then a very terrible teenage years.
But then as a parent who, like you have different exercises in life. So whether someone is spiritually minded, someone who may give their child a lot of physical activities in terms of outside playing, you will, there's a part of you that as a parent, you will be convinced that, hey, the same environment I have grown this child up in is the same environment that my first child or my third child. But yet we are so different in our own ways. But I think it's just, really, when you think about life, and if there is, this is for people who might be spiritually minded. Everyone else has their own journey, regardless of what they get from their parent, that brings them towards some refinement. And hopefully, as a parent, the things that you have exposed your child to, whether physical, as I say, mental, educational, is sufficient that when those experiences come,
They should be able
they
to
will be
handle
able
it.
to work through it.
Yeah. I would say that the environment is different for each child because with each child, they have another child there
Right.
to change the dynamics. Like with Anna, as you say, she never needed to learn to share because she was probably always hearing us telling Haley, share with your sister. Oh, please share. Can you share this? Can you share that? And so she never really had to learn how to share, but Haley had to learn how to share because everything
Like me, she's
was
still
for her.
learning.
Yeah, I was the last. I see Dolly call him out for being the last child. I am the last child,
Yeah.
but even in school, I think because I was so far away from everybody else, my sister is 7 years older than I am. They used to kind of treat me. Well, my brothers used to treat me like royalty. My sister used to make that realistic and treat me like normal people in the world. So I don't think I was that spoiled. Usually when I go to school and I tell people I'm the last child, they're like, really?
But then I was sharing that earlier,
Because
that
I
you had the
really,
experience to grow up
yeah,
with two nephews
yes,
and care for
with
them. So I
three of
sense
them, with three of them.
Aidan as well.
I was
Okay.
every time my nephew was born, I happened to be living there.
Right.
Because with my first nephew, my very first nephew, I was 12 years old, and Stephen was born, and I was still living home going to school. So I was 12 years old and taking care of my little nephew because my brother lived right down the road, but he and his wife was their first child. They weren't really privy to taking care of children, so mommy helped them out a lot, and I would be up studying. And because I'm up studying and a baby is usually up around those times, I would be up playing with him. So I would take care of him. I think I drew him for one of my art portfolios in Form 5. It was a terrible drawing because babies are so hard to draw.
The
to
little
get their
face still,
features. No, to get their features. You have to get their little cheeks. You have to get their little cheeks and make it not look like an old man. Yeah. And then Paul was born 2 years later. So I had two nephews by the time I was 16, I think. And Paul was born on my birthday.
So you had to share with
So I
them.
had to start sharing my birthday with my nephew. And then I started Yui. And I was living with Becky. And then she had Aidan. So I was also there when Aidan was born. So all of my nephews I took care of. Me nothing. Yeah, I used to feed them. And Aidan would always come in the bedroom with me because I was also studying again. So middle of the night, he hear a little knock on the door. I opening it and come in, and he playing with all my little, those little twisters with the kind of gems on it that
Yeah.
everybody had
Yeah.
from Wonderful World years ago. I had a box of those. He used to come, throw them out, play with them, leave them, run out the room. And there was this one music video from ABBA, Mamma Mia, over and over. Oh, phone, Mamma Mia, and he gone. That was it. So I had a nice experience with all my nephews. So that I think kind of prepared me for motherhood because I always like taking care of children, and I got to do it. I was changing lots of pampers, feeding them, making bottles. So you had the experience of it. So it wasn't too much of a shock with Haley.
As a parent, would you say that you think there's an age where, for your own mental well-being, that you need to stop caring about your children?
Oh, who will stop caring about the children?
No,
No.
I mean,
No,
realistically,
no.
if it is that,
No.
okay, it
I
might
think you
be.
need to rephrase that because the answer would be no. Unless you want that answer.
No, I don't want the answer, but you already think about, whether it's true. Okay, let me say somebody chooses to be, a child chooses to, hey, I need to go move on my own to be a bachelor. and they are bachelor or a girl renting on her own, and maybe they start to enter party mode because they move on, and maybe they didn't experience those things while they were with you, so and they get a taste of it through their friends, and it's like, ooh, what were they keeping me from?
Yeah.
I kind of like this, and naturally that brings with it its own
Set of
set of
problems.
good times and bad times.
Yeah.
But it starts to affect you because maybe the person picks up drinking, smoking, just maybe
Good
being
job.
out late in an unsafe environment.
Yeah.
Let me use safety.
So, I was very sheltered, as you know. Didn't get to go anywhere. Didn't get to go spend the night by anybody. I think there was one
Mama.
place. That's not a bad thing. I'm not gonna send them anywhere. I got to visit one
We could
of
put you
my
in a
friends for the
circus.
entire stint of my high school life, and that was Alana in Faizabad. I got to pick up Alana. I know her mom watches you, so I don't think Alana watches anymore. So big up Pepsi's mommy.
Big up Alana, mother.
Mr. and Mrs. Kokara, mother. Hope they're good.
And you see live performances we have, circus
Yeah,
acts and whatnot.
yes. Balance, huh?
So we have preaching, circus acts. Right.
Recalling life. I got to go by one friend in my whole life. Didn't get to go, friends get to go to the mall and hang out. No, I didn't get to go anywhere. My idea of hanging out was going to church or going on Sunday school outings in holidays and going by family. We didn't get, and mommy didn't even, sorry, I didn't really want to go by anybody and spend the night. And then if I wanted to go by my friends, mommy wouldn't let me. So I just kind of stopped asking. Yeah. And then I grew up a little and I went to UE.
Sorry, I should have given you first. I listening.
And I wasn't exactly on my own because I was living with Becky and it would have been Andrew because Rodney had left already. I was living with them. They weren't on my business or anything because I was going to school at all hours from 8 to sometimes 8 in the night. We had labs. Only if I needed a drop home, I could call and somebody might pick me up or I'll get a drop home from my friends. But usually they were good about, if they see 10 o'clock and I'm not home, they might give me a call. Or you'll quicker find mommy calling me.
What, 10 p.m.?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because remember, we had classes kind of late.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't home by 10 p.m., which is hardly likely. But then you start, I would say from Form 6 and then in UE, I started exploring like with friends. I started having friends with cars. So that becomes a problem because you never had that before.
Right.
So you have to kind of restrict yourself and control your own exposure. Mommy used to try to control me still, and I didn't appreciate that. But she would always, eventually in hindsight, I do appreciate it. But in the moment, it's like, oh gosh, why is someone calling me and then leaving your house?
Hear what you say about that? Yeah,
but I would be the same way.
That is,
I would be the same way now.
Imagine, because you think about it, might be young male friends who have the vehicles,
Yeah.
And the young male friends might be the ones given to alcohol
all
and
the
drinking.
Bad things.
But
that was the only thing she didn't have to worry about with me because I was never an alcoholic like her. I was never an alcohol like her. I had Shandy as like my epitome of drinks.
Yeah, and one is enough for you.
I could drink about 2-3 Shandy.
Yeah.
I didn't like alcohol. I didn't like the taste of it. I don't just say things willy-nilly. I tasted and I was like, oh, how they could drink this? And then they would drink, but I wouldn't drink. And if somebody's drinking, I'm smart enough to know, hey, I'm not going home with you.
Right. Unless...
Yeah, you stay right there. But my friends never, the ones who I would trust to drive me home, would never be the ones to like drink and drive. So
right.
I think that I was grown up with good core values to know, hey, use your head. Don't go in somebody's car who drinking alcohol like that. And that brought up, that I had. That kind of shaped my whole life because, yes, you're exposed to the freedom, but you have values instilled in you. So why they might go different places? Like we went to the beach in the night already, and I thought that was fun. Only looking back, you kind of realize the dangers. But I mean, it's a lot safer to go to the beach than to go clubbing every night.
Right.
I never went clubbing every night. I think I went Zen once, and that was with my sister. I think we went back again with who did I go back? I went there twice. And then I went to 51 Degrees once for my friend's birthday. I wasn't a clubbing person. I never went to a fete. I always wanted to go to a fete because I like to dance, but I never went to a fete. I used to call you and you went to the fete and I would hear the music playing, but I never went to a fete. And I think that's like the only regret I had not doing any of those things before children. But now you look back and it's like, I don't think I really missed anything. I mean, it would be nice to know what it's like, but based on like the level of nonsense and crime and stuff happening, yeah, I don't miss it. So while I grew up sheltered and I kind of you let go when you get older, if you instill some values in them, it kind of holds them together. I don't know how it was for you.
No, well, you know, one of the things I'm thinking about while you're talking there is that I really would commend your family, your siblings, in their abstinence from different things.
Yeah, boy, we just never inclined to
Yes.
that.
You see it to date. You see it as well with your nephews. So I could imagine along that lines and other lines, of course, that a parent is satisfied in terms of, hey, the example that I as a mother or I as a dad, it was instilled in yours. So it's a little bit baffling now on our end, where growing up in the same type of environment along those lines, very different, but same along those lines, that I was wayward in that regards.
You think it had to do with your friends?
No, I wouldn't hold my friends.
No, not that they encouraged you, but that they made it, or your family. But did you have any friends or family that would have made anything seem like the norm or something you should be doing?
It did seem, based on different examples I might have been exposed to, it did feel a little bit it did feel normal. It did feel.
She went to Dodo. Are you going to Dodo? Okay. Okay. She made some caterpillars, yes.
Yeah, it did feel a little bit
normal.
Cool.
Cool, that's the word. In style.
It did feel a little bit cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw some comments Dolly had about 7 being the lucky numbers. Because Becky, 7 years older than me, and Lasana is 7 years older than you. Yeah, I always notice that.
Seven.
And then my eldest brother is 7 years older than my sister.
Yeah. And yesterday we visited with a family and their house number was 777.
That was so cool.
How will I get through?
Haley was like, Uncle Sana would love that number.
Did you say that?
Yeah, Benita, we have similar lives. She said your life sounds like mine. I think a lot of us that age probably grew up with family like that. Like, don't go anywhere. Stay home. Life is home.
Yeah.
They can't send their kids anywhere.
Mommy and daddy weren't. I mean, we grew up in an area with plenty boys.
They grew up real free.
Yes.
I would say real free.
Yeah, they did even when it comes to education, exploring, mommy and they weren't very.
Yeah.
Yeah. How to put it, boy? They weren't strict.
They try to be like, they try to let you make your own decisions.
Right. You reach your place and you come to that.
I think it's also because you were a boy. Boys tend to get a lot of freedom and like that. Girls, they didn't let us make any decisions because they probably think we make the wrong decision.
Right.
But boys were very Also, they think you can handle yourself. Less people could take advantage of you.
But that's not to say that they didn't have conversations with us.
Yeah.
Along the lines, Daddy would talk to me. And Daddy would talk to me, and Mommy would talk to me about different things.
You're in the dark. She's been standing here for the
He's
last 3
standing in the
minutes.
dark in a doorway about 20 feet away. See, I've been standing here for the last 3 minutes and no one
No
has
one
seen
noticed.
Oh yeah, we remember you. We
Didn't
said
you
you
hear us
rested.
calling you?
We are talking about being good parents, so we will let you rest. Yes, baby, what's up?
She wants to show her little
You go ahead.
Show them first.
Oh, baby, show the one.
This boy. Show them the big boy. The eldest boy, yeah. Guys, Anna made these little caterpillars
9
yesterday.
of them.
9 of them. How many girls and how many boys?
Let's count that.
Just count them.
I don't know how many. I didn't count.
Okay.
Girls and boys.
This is Captain Number Blocks here. Hi, Haley Quinn.
So you've been lying in bed for 36 minutes.
Wait, let me check the time.
Curly hair don't care.
Wait.
I didn't comb my hair last night.
No. 30.
How many of them, Annie?
34
9?
minutes. That was kind of odd.
34 minutes, I
Then
see.
because I woke up at 9.
What's the weather like?
I woke up at 9
Yeah.
1.
Still rainy.
So it's
I woke up at
9:35.
9:01.
About 35 minutes ago, I said I was going to end the live at 9 o'clock. And
Then
the
we came
conversation
along.
came along with Kim and coffee. Kim and coffee. Hey, sound good enough?
The
Mm-hmm.
fan is making it.
I'll go
Oh,
take
yes,
off
the
the
fan is
fan
making it blow away.
Daddy,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you know I woke up at 5:41?
What?
5:41.
Why didn't you wake us up?
Well, I woke up because I remember a while ago in the night that icy fell down on the ground.
So you had to wake up and pick up.
So I woke up and pick up.
Very good, baby. So she was on the ground again?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that the boy
Can you,
one?
Girl.
As a girl, okay.
I can show both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Before we close off, Annie, can you show your caterpillar that
All
you'd
of
like to
them?
showcase?
All of them?
Choose one that you really
Come here,
enjoyed
Hills.
making,
You want to come here?
and let's.
I want to show you that two
Maybe
that
Kim could-
I really like. Two that I really like.
Two that you really like.
Two that you really like. Hold it upright so that the camera could.
Oh, remember the mics are on, so they may not be able
Oh,
to
so
hear.
you cut some strips of paper.
Mm-hmm.
You folded them yourself.
Yeah.
And you drew faces.
Mommy cut the other thing.
Mommy cut the. Being a responsible parent,
Anna,
Mommy was able to cut.
did you fold it like
Yeah, Vanita, that sounds very accurate. When bored, we would do lots of music,
did you fold it like
climb,
this?
fruit trees, pick fruits, make chow, play cricket,
Haley, I
hopscotch,
put the
play
face
school.
at front
I played
here.
lots of badminton
Mommy,
too.
fold it back, Haley.
Lots of cricket,
Okay,
skying.
Anna.
All right, easy, easy.
Okay, Anna.
Lennon, were you
I
were
do know how to fold.
Lennon? You all were boys, but they were strict with your sisters too. Were they strict with your sisters?
No, I wouldn't say that they were stricter with them than
Is it just that the sisters made that decision?
than us. Yes, I think really we have we have some very Haley, what I would advise you to, baby, really comments on mommy's
Yeah,
food.
look, I have a phone
Thanks.
right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I honestly wouldn't say that they
I
were
see.
stricter with Lisa and Liba.
Did they get
They-
to go places at night?
Yeah. No, but you see, they weren't. If they expressed that they wanted to
Hello,
go somewhere at
Colin.
night,
Colin.
for instance, I could think about
Colin
Liba in
said.
university, and Liba, that's our second sister. And Liba was very active in terms of, like, let me say, night cricket
Okay.
in UWI at the point in time and different events. So I know she participated in things, but they weren't given to the things that we explored as boys. You know, that we were given to say, hey, you know, this is a thing a teenage boy might experiment. No, they didn't follow in. They really didn't follow in that vein. And I can't think about a particular incident or group of incidents that I would look and say that, hey, Lasana and myself had a lot more privileges and were allowed to do more things than they were. I honestly can't say that. Yeah?
No, I don't think
They should have two more feet.
Yes, baby, you go ahead and show them.
so. I'm scrolling up in the comments because I remember Dolly was like, well, when at 18 I started in the bank, all hell broke loose. Lime. I even smoked a while. Yeah, that sometimes that's just how it goes, yeah. When you finally get that freedom, you could either take advantage of it or restrain.
Hey, Mommy.
Yeah.
So
This is almost the time that gives me to write a national test in school. 120 minutes.
Very good.
It's
That's
120.
and you thought that wasn't enough time, and it turned out to be lots of time. Anybody remember looking at Showtime and cutting out all of those lyrics to these songs? That's how I spent my Friday nights.
I was watching.
Yeah, baby.
I was watching my national test. I have 9 of them. I was looking
You have
over
9
because they
caterpillars?
kept saying look over
Excellent work.
my national
I
test
saw you
about
I saw you
100
patiently
times.
creating those.
So you should get 100%.
Yeah, I was waiting for to make caterpillars for Haley.
You can read here, babe.
Caterpillar.
No,
And you made this for Haley?
Oh.
And I was waiting I was thinking
Creative
about
writing
it.
would be natural for Haley. Her language skills, especially her performance of the King's vernacular, is impeccable. Congratulations, parents. She likes your English and your speech.
You were thinking
How
about
is
it.
Icy?
How is Icy? Is Icy okay today?
Yes. I didn't want to wait the whole day to go back in Trinidad. So
Let's see.
Very good. That's
Mom
good. And you're
working since
finding different
19
ways
years
to
old
express
since in
yourself.
Trinidad, and now she's
That's
70.
fantastic.
Still working? Oh my goodness. She needs to retire. Take
I
a
want to
break.
comment.
It
One
fall on my
second,
foot.
baby. You could comment right here. You could speak.
So
No.
Showtime center page. So my cousins collected the pic from the center page. Showtime. How many center pages you collect?
from
Showtime, I collected the Backstreet Boys one and the NSYNC one, but I didn't keep them. My cousin Stacy, she used to put them up in her room, so I used to give them to her.
remember there are another people to call Punch.
I didn't get to watch Punch. I got to choose Showtime. I would spend how much it was? $5 or $3?
Hey, I had a partner boy. When Showtime used to come out on a Friday.
Friday, yeah.
This man used to real collect Showtime. I'm talking about he collecting Showtime so that eventually when you go into his room, he had stacks of Showtime.
This is all of them together.
Lovely,
yes, the caterpillar family.
9 caterpillars.
He also collect Punch as well, right? And I remember borrowing the Showtime.
We'll do that just. Oh, I missed that. What? What about the Punch?
I remember borrowing the Showtime from him with the Punch inside. and going home. And I sure that those.
She wanted to tilt the camera and see her caterpillars.
I'll do something kind of fun. Hello.
She's doing voices for her caterpillar. Yeah, boy. And I think there's the kind of
the bomb had some.
The bomb, like reckless things that I was given to try.
Mommy told you that.
What's
she
that,
wanted
baby?
to bend down the camera. No, but what you have to do is you'll have to raise it here in this instance. Yeah, you have to raise your caterpillar and show it off.
One by one.
Yeah.
One by one. This one.
And
This one.
Annie showing off all.
And the best hiding place was under the bed. And this maybe was a day that mommy or daddy come in the room and was straightening out the bed and they find it. And I mean, look, you bring up that and I didn't even think about that instance. But that's like the things that that was like an example of a thing that we saw, but you're participating in it as a child, and your parent chat with you and probably chat with you in a way that it's something serious that they're talking to you about, and it's up to you to make the decision afterwards as do I do this again or do I stop doing it? So boy, we have
my mother warned me about you.
Yeah. Kim listen.
I didn't listen.
Kim listen to she mother. Now look at problems she had today.
But now she would have been vexed if I didn't listen, because these two.
Yeah, so you see, Mama, sometimes your parents could be wrong. Kimberly was warned. She was warned. The child didn't listen. Agil don't listen at
Look how
all.
hard I said.
So,
Very nice, yes.
you know, boy, I appreciate now more than ever that it is a journey that never ends.
Yeah.
That we will, along the way, we will make firm decisions, we'll make good decisions, we'll make bad decisions. And it's all this kind of learning experience. And the question comes up as to, is there ever a point where you could abandon your child? And maybe there is. Maybe for our parents,
No.
I mean, you could be doing something
No.
good. You could be, a parent or a grandparent could be doing something good. And sometimes maybe they just. Mhm.
Is Mama here, guys? Now Mama's probably having her coffee.
Oh, it's
Nice. I like this one here.
Me too.
Probably cooking. Oh, it's 10
Think-
o'clock. She's probably cooking.
Think about, like a parent or a grandparent who extending themselves to help our child.
I think I made it kind of cute because I didn't make the mouth properly, but
I think it's cute, baby.
Parents.
He thought it was cute.
She thought it was cute.
It is cute.
Parents, regardless of the age, don't ever stop being parents. Even if it's not to their children, they will never stop being parents. Mr. Sutton, at 100 and almost 3 years old, I'm sure he still worries about his children, his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren. All of my aunties and uncles, they probably died, and one of their last breath was, "Son, you eat."
Hey, I wanna
Have food in the
I am
fridge.
sure at some point, Ermin, you will come across it. Ermin, you have been a wonderful, second mother, not just to me, but to Lasana, Lisa, Liba, our own children.
Yeah, boy.
You have been, you
Pick up
continue. Yeah, Ermin funny, Ermin will call you. I see some, hey, what you doing there? Watch what Anna doing. What you doing there?
Are you doing fortune maker?
No.
Fortune
This is
teller?
we were going down that day when we went down to Gerard to hang out, Lasana and myself, just before coming here. We were driving along the road and Lasana was teaching them about, he was talking to them.
Okay.
He always watching number
The
plates like
powerful
Haley.
stands, yeah.
And then these, like different ways when you want to listen.
Yeah. Attentively.
One is where you want to speak.
And you want the
I
other
don't
person
remember
to
or
feel,
understand them.
you want the other person to listen to you or something like that. You have to do this.
Yeah, or to focus. The focus,
Something
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about focus. Yeah.
They learned.
So yeah, boy, parenting is hard. It is rewarding. I feel like, the age Kimberly was giving reference to your children at a certain age, and you have certain opportunities. You could make decisions for them, so to say, but then still give them freedom to express themselves. So parenting is hard, is never ending. I want to thank my own parents for the decisions that they have
6
made,
girls?
the kindness that they have extended to us, and
Excellent,
I hope the lessons are sufficient that I would be able to recall and use them wisely.
Sorry, Dolly said she's leaving. She hopes some moderators. Yeah, but it's
Hey,
okay. We don't.
Yeah,
need any.
we cool with moderators, and in fact, Dolly, thanks very much for your
Thank you so
support.
much.
Thanks to the moderators. This went about 45 minutes longer than I had planned.
She was also saying thanks for keeping the channel up and running, and let's get Sana to 7,000 subscribers.
Oh yes, Dolly, that would be a wonderful
present for him to come
present
back
for
to.
Lasana to return to. I was looking at his
Again?
his subscribers. I think it's somewhere around 6,900
We said that just now.
when I checked it this morning. So I think it will be wonderful that Lasana reaches or hits his 7,000 milestone. These milestones do mean a lot to different YouTubers when you feel like your work is having a positive impact. So if you haven't subscribed but you come across this channel, whether you are a silent viewer, whether you're just tuning in, or whether you are a flying monkey, feel free and I laugh. Whether you are part of the FM radio squad,
Oh.
feel free to hit that subscribe button.
I mean, I know I just never like that name. I mean, but I guess it's supposed to be what it is.
What, FM radio?
No. The FM radio is funny.
What's that, baby?
I can't touch anything.
Yeah.
I'll lose.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. All right.
Oh, she can't touch you either. She'll lose.
Oh, you mean you can't touch me too?
She's trying to pass, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the
That's
table,
part
baby.
of the game.
I thought you meant the table.
The flying monkeys.
Uh-huh.
It sounds so silly, but I guess that's the whole point.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll just be your own person. Listen, use your brain, use your skills of deduction,
Yeah.
and and also focus on your life, because I mean that's all we have at the end of the day. This
Yeah.
happens to be our life, so it's part of it. You don't have to. You enjoy the people in your life, enjoy the happy times, the sad times, focus on that. Make that your priority.
Yeah, boy.
Don't fight anybody else's battles.
That is so true. That is so true. At times we just have to, disconnect from certain aspects of life. I get that, and I just want to close on a positive note. I touched you again. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to be touching you. I want to close on a positive vibe in recognizing all the parents who working hard in the background.
I'll play the same game by the people.
Yes.
And then you touch me and I had to start back all the way from a checkpoint.
Yes.
Checkpoint.
A checkpoint.
I love
Anna's very serious.
I love their knowledge of video games. And
you know
games
when
and
kids
such.
are the age where they're walking on tiles
And they can't
and
touch
they
the
don't touch the
lines.
lines, and that's the game. Yeah, she navigating all the houses in that manner. So a special thanks to parents.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. What are you up to?
Happy Monday.
I hope you're doing well, and maybe
Have a
it's
great
time
week
that we
at
end
work.
this live stream and go and try and be good parents.
Some people won't work.
Maybe it's time to feed our children.
Some
So
people
we
won't
should
work.
go. Whatever you're up to today,
No.
have a great day. Special thanks to 197 people in the chat. Special thanks for Kimberly, Haley, and Anna who have joined us. The 175 people who have clicked that like button. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. Kimberly, remember you only have one
Mind. And
So-
one husband. Don't lose him.
You only have one mind, one father, one mother.
Stop, you make me feel sick.
Yeah, man. All the best to you all.
Wait, I
Take care.
don't know. Donut!
Oh,
I'm
the chat will still be there, baby.
Oh,
The chat
So
will be
Haley's
there.
going to add a comment that hopefully has some value
That she's been crafting for the last
that she's
2
been
minutes.
writing
3
for the
minutes.
last 5 minutes, and then we will close off the chat. In the meantime, I will just say some special goodbyes here. Melissa Jagasa, have a great
Yeah,
day,
right. Send
guys.
it now.
Thanks for the video. That's from Annette.
Something.
Lasana, you are missed from Patricia. Don't lose it, Melissa says. Blessed day to Jen. Thank you to all the
Where is
moderators
it?
and supporters.
It's
Trinity to the
beautiful.
world. You're in the house and
Snowflake.
you've done a
Oh,
lot to
okay.
support
Let's see.
Lasana along the
So
way.
this is a
Michael
little trick.
Sambrano, Miss Palai. Have a great day. Stay
You
safe,
type it
Linda
and
and
it'll be
Kim.
there. See?
Bonita, it's
Snowflake.
evident who Cora Secrets is. Somebody said Trump 24. Let's keep our brother Lasana in our prayer.
Ready?
Yes.
Fact is, it doesn't matter who they are.
Icy says goodbye to some people who are leaving.
I'm leaving.
All
This
right.
is icy.
This is Icy.
And-
Icy is so cute.
My hope is, Lasana's hope is,
Oh, and I also have to do something.
Kim's, our parents, that through the work that we share,
Go quick, Daddy.
it alerts you, it benefits you, the things that you may be doing that you feel satisfied that, hey, this is a good
Hey,
direction.
look.
Decisions that we may make that may even alert you that,
Join.
hey, that's a bad decision
Very
that
good.
people making there, boy. We are
Join now,
navigating
join.
life and hopefully doing it in a way that is beneficial spiritually.
Daddy,
What's up, Hannah?
somebody now join.
Bye.
guys.
Okay, so now Wally is
Somebody
saying
now.
bye-bye.
All right,
join
Hayes,
the
we
live.
heard
Oh,
you.
Wally.
Okay, baby.
That's
You
crazy.
can call it Wally.
All right.
Some people probably just woke up
Take care of yourself.
or just got a chance. Bye.
Bye, Kimmy.
Adios. Sayonara. How do you
Bye-bye.
say it in Chinese?
Zaijian.
Zaijian.